Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Favorite with Flavor. So today I'm gonna be cooking a full meal for you guys. We're gonna make meatloaf, so delicious, some whipped garlic mashed potatoes, and also some fried cabbage, all right? So if you guys wanna see how I make that, you already know what to do. Stay tuned. And if you're new here, please be sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you never miss a notification from me. And remember, when you're in the kitchen, you are always favorite with flavor. So let's get cooking. So the star of the show today is the meatloaf. So you're going to need between 2 and 3 pounds of ground beef or ground turkey, a cup of crushed crackers. You can use Ritz crackers too if you like. I use saltine. And also a half a cup of milk, some paprika, and you can use smoked paprika if you have that on hand, some Italian seasoning, and Kinder's Buttery Steakhouse is absolutely delicious. I also had some beef bouillon, some black pepper, and some salt, and some Worcestershire sauce. And I had a half a sweet onion, a half of red bell pepper, and a half of green bell pepper. And I diced it up really small, okay? And then I also used 2 eggs, which I beat lightly, and then some minced garlic. So again, when you're making this, you don't have to use beef. If you don't like that, you can substitute that for ground turkey. So now basically we're just going to dump everything in this bowl and give our mixture a good mix. But what you don't want to do while mixing this is over mix the meat. I find that if I mix it too much, then my meat tends to be a little tough and not as moist as I would like for it to be. So just remember, when you're doing this process here, after you get all of your seasons in, do not over mix the meat, okay? And again, with the seasonings, you don't have to use the seasonings that I use today. Again, feel free to use whatever you like. It's your kitchen and you season your food exactly how you like it, okay? And now that we are here, again, we're not gonna overhandle this mixture here. We're not gonna overmix it because you don't want it to come out tough. If you mix it too much, it's gonna come out tough. Mix it just enough until everything is well incorporated, and then you want to transfer it to the pan that you're gonna bake it in and form it into a loaf. And I had my oven preheated to 375 degrees, and I'm gonna pop this in uncovered and allow it to bake for about 50 minutes. So this is what you should have once you finish forming the loaf. Now pop it in the oven and allow it to bake for 50 minutes. Now, while our meatloaf is in the oven baking, we're going to go ahead and start on our sides. So I'm just chopping up my cabbage, and right now I'm coring it. It does not matter once you get that core out. It doesn't matter how you chop it up. There is no specific way for it. You just want to get it chopped down, okay? And this is such an easy meal to make. You can make it on a Sunday or you can make it during the week. It took me roughly about an hour to an hour and 30 minutes to whip this up real quick. And it is a Monday, so it didn't take me that long. We were eating before 5 o'clock, so. So now we're going to start building the flavors for our fried cabbage. And I went in with about 5 strips of bacon. If you don't want to use bacon, you can eliminate this step. I cooked my bacon for probably about 6 minutes or until it started turning brown. I didn't let it get too brown on me. I'm adding some Cajun smoked sausage. Again, if you don't want to use pork, you can always substitute for turkey sausage, and you can use chicken sausage as well. So I cooked this until it browned, and then I removed it, and I'm also gonna remove some of the oil that's at the bottom of my pot. I don't want all of it. I'm gonna leave about a tablespoon, and then saute up my bell peppers and onions for about 8 minutes or until they become slightly tender. Now I'm just adding back the smoked sausage that we cooked, and I'm going to give this a good mix and then go in with our cabbage. Guys, if you choose to make this, you're going to have the most flavorful fried cabbage you've ever had, okay? Please give this a try. So once you get your cabbage in the pot, it's going to look like it's a whole lot, but don't even worry about it. It's going to cook down. And now you want to give this a good mix, and then we're going to go in with our seasonings. So the seasonings I used today were chicken powder, or you can use chicken bouillon. I had some red pepper flakes, and you can eliminate that if you don't want it too spicy. And also some garlic powder and your favorite Cajun seasoning. And then you just want to give this a good mix. And then I'm going to also go back in with a little bit of paprika. And now you just want to go in with a few dashes of hot sauce, as much or as little as you like. We're going to give this another good mix, and then we're going to add back in the bacon that we cooked earlier. Hopefully you guys didn't eat it all while you were waiting to add it back in. So you're going to give this another good mix and then pop the lid on and allow this to cook for about 10 to 15 minutes on a low setting. And while we're waiting for the cabbage to finish, we're going to move on to our mashed potatoes. Make sure you have them all diced up around the same size so that they cook evenly. I'm going to start working on my glaze for my meatloaf while I'm waiting for the potatoes and meatloaf to cook as well. So I went in with a half a cup of ketchup, a tablespoon of rice wine vinegar, but if you don't have rice wine vinegar, you can substitute for apple cider vinegar. And I also used a tablespoon of the chili garlic sauce. You can use sweet chili sauce if you have that on hand. And you're going to need some tomato paste and some brown sugar. You're going to mix this well, making sure that you get that tomato paste well incorporated, and then you just want to set this to the side and wait for your meatloaf. I just brushed the glaze all over the meatloaf, and then I'm going to put it back in the oven, still at that 375 degrees, and I'm going to let this bake for another 15 to 20 minutes and still uncovered. This is what you should have once you get all the glaze on, and again, pop it back in the oven. Our fried cabbage is now finally finished, and this is the final product of that. Oh my God, just look at that. My mouth is watering just recording this video. So now that my potatoes are finally fork tender, I'm gonna drain these and then put them back in the same pot and begin to build my mashed potatoes. I initially had plans on whipping my mashed potatoes tonight, but I couldn't find my attachment, so I had to make regular potatoes. But that's okay, they still taste just as good. So I'm going in with 3 tablespoons of butter, and I'm gonna give that a good mash, and then I'm gonna start adding in my milk. I do add in my milk a little at a time. I don't just dump it all in there. I add a little bit so that I can make sure I get the texture that I am actually looking for, the looseness, or you can have it as loose as you want, or you can have it as thick as you want. If you want it a little thicker, you're going to use less milk, and if you want to have it a little looser, you're going to use more milk. But I always add a little at a time. And this is some garlic paste that I'm going to squeeze in. I didn't have a garlic head to make roasted garlic, so I'll do that next time too when I do the whip. So I'm going in with some fresh parsley. If you don't have fresh parsley, you can use dried parsley. That's perfectly fine as well. And then you're gonna see me go back in with some more milk. Again, I wanted it a little looser, so I'm still adding a little at a time to make sure I come up on the consistency that I want without going overboard. And you can also add in some cheddar cheese to this or some Parmesan cheese. It'll make it so delicious as well. We're going to add in a couple of pinches of salt, and then our potatoes are going to be done. And would you look at this, okay? We did that, honey. Yes, we did, okay? I told you we were favored with flavor, honey. Yes, we are. This is the most delicious, moist, tender, flavorful meatloaf you will ever have, okay? That glaze has just the right amount of sweet and tang to it. The meatloaf is just juicy. There is nothing dry about this meatloaf here, okay? If you guys decide to give this a try, please come back to my comment section and let me know what you think. Be sure to give me a thumbs up and share and tell all of your friends. And always remember, when you're in the kitchen, you are favored with flavor. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys next time.